Day 89 in a year of living the warrior's way. Today I want to talk just briefly about why failure can be incredibly powerful and positive. Now, I'm going to take you back to my racing days when I was racing ultra marathons and Ironman triathlons and things like that. And you have a saying in these particular endurance events: DNS, which is did not start, DNF, which is did not finish, or RTC, which is refused to continue. And in these particular things, there comes a sense of failure, a sense of fear of failure, to the extent that people even have, as I did once, calf guards, death before DNF. Now that's just bollocks, because there's no way I was going to die before I did not finish a race. But it's got a nice sort of sound to it, and people use it as motivation. But the thing is, in all of the races that I didn't really learn very much from the races that I finished. But the races I failed at, whew, fuck me, I could talk for hours, days, weeks to you about those, because they contained within them deep psychological pain, shame, things that I had to sit back and I had to examine myself deeply. What did I do wrong? What did I not give enough of? What did I not train properly? How did I fucking end up giving up and refusing to continue? Dropping out. DNF, did not finish. Where was the lessons within that? And it turns out that if we want to visualize a big goal, and I've just learned this today, if we spend our time visualizing on the goal, the end goal, let's say, for example, it's finishing an Ironman triathlon. If we constantly think about the finish line, it actually loses its power. And it's okay to do it intermittently every now and again. Think about the glory, think about running down that chute, think about them saying, "You are an Ironman." And then all the crowd go crazy as you cross the line and you collapse at the end because you've done this ridiculous race. And all of the training has finally come to an end. And that's a great thing to visualize. However, the way to get the most out of things is to use a portion of our brain called the amygdala, which is if we start to visualize the pain of failure, that can be of a greater motivation, because we will think about the pain of that did not finish, that refused to continue, the pain of the humiliation of talking to people, of saying, I fucking didn't do enough, I fucked up, I didn't train hard enough, I didn't train consistently enough, I didn't push my body through the requisite pain that was necessary, I didn't work and battle that central governor in my brain. Any number of different things that are painful. Going back, one particular race, I had to get on what's called the bus of shame, where every single person on that bus had dropped out of this race. And we were like soldiers coming back from a war. But the war was in our own brain. And every one of us sat there in shame, in pain, questioning our ability, questioning whether we could have done more, feeling awful. And no matter what anyone said to us, we could not shift that pain and that shame. And that fucking shit went on in my brain for weeks and months and even years. And those lessons were there. Now, had I used visualization techniques for that pain and shame, that would have driven me far greater than maybe a visualization technique about how great it would be to cross the finish line. Because we will do more to avoid pain than we ever will do to gain pleasure. So a very healthy 80-20 mix, 80% of pain with 20% of pleasure will allow us to get towards our ultimate goal a lot quicker. And we'll use this in Wake Up Warrior. One of the tools is the stack. What would be the consequence if you do not take action today? What would be the pain that would hurt if you do not complete this task? Deep, valuable questions that we need to ask ourselves. So use this visualization tool technique that I've just discussed. I'm going to be doing it myself. Use things like the stack where you can ask yourself the deep, deep questions. What would be the consequence if I fucked this up? If I failed? If I didn't give it enough? If I didn't train hard enough? If I stopped? If I took the distance? The price that has to be paid? If I took it for granted? If I didn't respect that distance? If I didn't respect the work that would have to be done? The sacrifices that would have to be made? The changes in my habits, in my thoughts and in my beliefs that have to occur in order for me to achieve the ultimate goal? Whatever that goal might be. I'm going to be doing this quite a bit this week, but I thought I'd share it today with you guys. Thank you.